So you, as a high school student, as a college student, maybe 20-year-old, you want to get started investing. And congratulations, I commend you. You clicked on this video and you want to start learning. I'm not going to hold you up. We can get right started. So first, we're going to have 4 sections. So in these sections, I'm going to convince you, 1, why should you be investing? What are the benefits and what are the downsides? And 2, if you believe me and say, oh, we want to get to investing. Well, I'm going to tell you what you should be putting your money in and what I put my money in as a student. So all I gotta do is copy me in the best ways. There's a lot of older people that are recommending this, but you don't want to follow You want to have something relatable that you can actually know that I'm doing this currently and just track it kinda. And then next, once we know we want to invest and we know what we want to invest in, we want to know where to invest in. The accounts. What account is it? We don't want to be the amateur to go into Fidelity or Charles Schwab and be like, open me an account. And they're just going to open you a regular old brokerage account. You're going to have to pay taxes. No, we want tax-free. We want all the benefits you can possibly get, like all these millionaires, and take advantage of this. And lastly, we will take advantage of the accounts and we will open a brokerage account. What is this? This is where you open the account. It's like a bank account, but for your investments. That's simply what it is. And actually, lastly, once we have this and you actually want to start investing, you don't have any capital, you don't have money. If you do, congratulations. But if you want extra money to invest over time, eventually become a millionaire, I'm going to teach you how exactly the best way for you to make money is to put into this investment. So why should you start investing? Personally, I have 3 years of investment experience, over 3 years of investment experience. I post on multiple investing social medias with over 3,000 followers, and the old and the young follow me for to track my portfolio or for different investment advice. This is not financial advice on this, but what I'll get into it. Why should you start investing? Let's get into it. Number 1 myth, investing is for the rich. It's not for the rich. I started with $100 and you can start with $1 if you wanted to. They think, oh, I'll wait 5 years to stack up my bread or stack up my money while I wait to invest. Well, guess what, Brenda? When you stack up your money, if you invested for 30 years instead of 35, you would have missed out on $1 million of money, because that 5 years is so essential, because over time our money compounds on each other. It's like a super fire jet that just goes straight up in the air. If you start it later, it's not going to get as far in the air as you want it to. So you just start as soon as possible. And what you want to do is invest in these specific things for you to actually make this money right. So what should you be doing? Why do you want to invest? A regular savings account makes an average 0.1 interest. So on every $10,000, you'll be getting like $1 to $10. Like, what is a scam? The banks will take your money and they will invest it themselves and give you back your money and come out profitable, because it's basically like they're getting money for free. And with that, you want to do the investing yourselves. You're not going to put your money in the bank like an ordinary person. When someone tells you to save for a rainy day, that is inherently misleading and terrible advice. You want to save for a rainy day, but you want to invest for a rainy day. That's what you want to do, because we can make 8 to 10% and double your money in 7 years, and longer in the 30-year period, you will become a millionaire guaranteed. My projected millionaire growth rate on my portfolio, my 5-figure portfolio, is under 40 years old for me, just in the stock market. Not my income, not my real estate, not my anything else. It's just solely a stock market millionaire before 40 years old, and I can help you out as a student for students right now. So in the future, the power of compounding. We're students. We have the power of what you call time. We have time. In my last example, I said the 30 to 35 mark of years is so crucial. So we want to get into as soon as possible. And you say, Josh, I don't have money. I want to stack my bread. I want to stack my money up while I wait to invest. Well, no. Because if you put money in now, you don't have barely anything, $5, $3, $1. If you just open the account and take the time, the hassle to open it and put your money into it, you will find yourself ahead of 90% of people, because they never get started. That's one of the worst mistakes you can possibly make. We want to be millionaires. We want to be free. And the thing is, investing is not for the ones, it's not just for retirement. Yes, it's for everybody. You can be the person who wants to party. If you want to party, think about later. You don't want to worry about your finances at all. So if you start early and just do this unconsciously, because you've done it so much starting right now, you won't have to worry about it later, and you can make your millions from basically nothing. If you're a person who wants to become a millionaire early or retire early, this is for you, because with your net worth, you'll be able to retire early, not on your active income, but your passive income. And lastly, if you're somebody that wants just to save it for retirement or doesn't want to worry about finances later but wants to actually start doing something proactively to start it, this is for you. Any type of person, any reason you can possibly give me that's related to money, if you want to make money in general, it's for you. Because all these things, it's not just for retirement. You can take it out whenever you want. There is tax loopholes. There is loopholes that I'll be explaining in this video just for you. So hopefully I convince you want to make money and you want to start investing into the stock market. This is not a scam. This is just what everybody does, and this is how you can do it safely and grow over time. So you want to invest. What do we actually want to invest in specifically? Well, a lot of people think it's these companies. People like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, they want to think, oh, they invest in a company. They put all this money in. But the things, that company, you can be 100%, you can have the highest sentiment. You can think this company's going to go to the moon, but oftentimes it doesn't go to the moon. And what's going to happen is if it goes down, you're going to lose your money in that company. So what do we want? You may have heard this term before. It's called an ETF, or exchange traded fund. What it is, it's a basket of stocks. Specifically, we're talking about the S&P 500. So if one of these stocks in there goes down, there's another 499 that are probably going to go up, and your average return in the S&P over a year is 8.10%. And if we go out, if you hold this for just 15 years, you statistically have a 0% chance to not make money. If you hold it for longer, if you're really serious about this, you will not have to worry about losing money ever again. It'll be counting your millions at that point. I've done a video on the risk of investing. Go watch it if you really want to know the real risks of it. I explain it for you. And next, let's get into it. VOO, we have VOO and SPLG. What are those? It's an S&P 500 basket of these 500 top stocks. You may have heard of Microsoft, Nvidia, AMD, Amazon, Google. You've heard of all these companies, amazing companies. You can get into these. You can get into these amazing companies that are going to keep being part of our lives forever. Amazon's never going away. These companies are never going away, and they will keep growing because the big dogs grow. You've ever heard of the term, let the big dogs eat? Because they're the highest market cap, and their largest companies have a priority over everybody else, and they're going to keep being the priority and keep winning. So we're going to invest in the top 500 companies in just one click of a button. They make it so easy nowadays. ETFs wasn't available way back in the day, but now they make it super easy for anybody to do it online with just one click of a button, which I'll explain later in the bank account. So we have a ETF S&P 500, which is probably, if you're getting to basic beginner advice, is as far as anybody is willing to go. But I'm saying stop there. We have the power of time. We want to maximize our profits. So I introduced you a second ETF. So we're going to have not one, but two for the perfect 50-50 to break it down and not just be average. We want to be above average. We want to beat out the market and have no risk at the same time, and do it in a way that will spread our risk and diversification and spread out our assets everywhere. So this is introducing a growth ETF. Some people like what we call dividends. Well, dividends is not for you. Get away. Dividends and safe assets are not for young investors. Another myth. When you get dividends, they're sometimes from a safer company that's already grown, and they're not going to grow as much anymore, which is why when you hit retirement, they like to invest in these income or dividend stocks, because they will not go down as much, but that means they won't go up as much, and they'll be paying them out passively. Sounds good? Not good for your tax implication, and not good for young investors. So instead of that 8 to 10%, you'll be getting that 6 to 8. So we're losing out on 2%, which doesn't sound like a lot. But if you're somebody that wants to make extra $100,000, $10,000 in retirement, you do not want to be investing in dividends now as a student, which is why you want to get into growth, which statistically performs 2% average above the S&P 500. SCHG. So you might be thinking, if you're somewhat have done some research already, you probably might have heard the term NASDAQ 100 or QQQM, which is the largest 100 technology stocks. And I'm going to stop you right there if you've heard of that, because that is not what we're doing. Statistically, technology is also one of the best places to invest in. It's also one of the riskiest and hardest places. Yes, it goes down a lot, but we will have to go back up in the future. But the thing is, we want to have this amazing sector, the most amazing sector in the market, and we want to take advantage of everything. So what the QQQ or the NASDAQ does, it takes the largest 100 non-financial and technology stocks, everything in tech stocks, the Amazon, the Nvidia, the AMD, they make the chips, Intel, that produce the chips, they make the computers, they make everything. They're all in there. But the thing is, There's 100 largest. We already have the 500 largest. We don't need the 100 largest. We want specifically growth. So when you're taking this, you fundamentally take on more risk because they're the largest and they've ran up a lot. So knock that away. Introduce SCHG. It's Charles Schwab's growth ETF, SCHG. Look it up on your computer or phone, anything. This is perfect for you and for me. This is what I do as growth and young investors. What we want to do, we want to maximize our growth because unlike QQQ, it just tracks the top 100 largest. We already have largest. Largest is good, obviously, but largest in tech, a little bit overvalued. Largest. But we don't want largest. We want the growth. So what SCHG does, it takes the largest and it gives it a tracker. So if has to be an SCHG 5 years of a specific amount of projected growth in 5 years of trailing growth. So if the company didn't grow in the last 5 years, which means if it didn't, it'll be a newer company and it's not projected to grow as much as you want it to in the next 5 years, which means if it didn't, it'll be stopped growing. You're kicked out. Get out. And the thing is, this is cheaper to hold than QQQ or the NASDAQ. What I mean, I'm talking about expense ratios. It's what you pay per year to hold this because it's actively managed. So for SCHG, guess how much money you'll be paying to hold this if you have $10,000 over 1 year? $4. And then SPLG or VOO for the S&P 500, SPLG, look it up, or VOO for S&P 500, you're paying $2 if you have $10,000 in stock. Doesn't this sound amazing? And to reiterate, you will not be making money right away. We want to get used to putting this money in, and over time, I promise you, look up compound interest calculator and put exactly how much you want to put in per day. You can put in $3 per day and you'll become a millionaire in your lifetime. If you want to put in more, 19 is the preferred amount you actually want to do, but that's for a different video. We just want to get you started and actually get into the process. We have SCHG growth, and we have the SPLG or VOO for the S&P. Okay, I'm just gonna make it easy. Top 500 companies and the best growth stocks that are gonna keep growing. We have the best of both worlds, and we're gonna actually outperform 90% of professional traders and professional hedge funds and stockbrokers just by doing these two things, and statistically it's proven. You don't need to do all this technical stuff. It's overhyped. All you need to do is just pick the right ETFs that diversify for you. You'll be invested in 500, 600 different stocks without only lifting 2 fingers. Buy, and you can do this over time. So now we know exactly what we want to be investing in. So now, Josh, I want to invest. Amazing. I know what I want to invest in. Amazing. Where do I go? What do I do now? You want to pick an account. Like I said, we're not going to be the amateur that goes into one of these brokers, these companies and says, hey, open me an account, pronto, por favor. Like, okay, here's your account. No, we want to open a specific account. It's called a Roth IRA, ROTHIRA. Look it up. Instead of a regular IRA, it's for technically retirement. We can get around with some loopholes if you really want to take out the money early for your little spending junkies. I have your back. I'll get into it in a second. But what it does, it assumes you make $7,000. Hold up. What are the requirements for opening this? You technically have to have a JOB. But if you're a student in your high school and you're under 18, I have you covered. When you're under 18, you can't open this under your name. So who's signing off on it when you open your account? It's your parents, and they have jobs. Boom. Please beg your parents, open it. You don't have to have a job. You just, boom, open the account. If you're 18, yeah, you're going to have to get a job. But this is totally worth it because the IRS assumes you make at least $7,000. They don't fact check it. It doesn't matter. It's just what's assumed, like based on averages. So you don't have to worry about it. You can put $7,000 in here. The thing is, it's tax free. We are investing in the largest companies in the world. It doesn't matter how little. We're contributing to their growth directly. And with this, we get tax benefits just like multimillionaires, even if we don't have the multimillionaire status yet. So what are we going to do? How is this powerful? If you make $1 million in a regular account with no tax benefits, if you have $1 million, you could get taxed 10%, 20%, 30%, dare I say 50%. Your beautiful $1 million will turn into a $500,000 loss because the IRS is going to strip it away from you. With a Roth IRA, when you buy an asset, you pay this much in fees, $0. When you sell asset, you pay this much in fees. When you take money out the right way, you pay this much in fees. Anything you do in the account, you pay 0 in fees. And the thing is, people think, oh, but Josh, you can't take it out to your 59 and a half. It's a retirement account. Well, guess what? The money you put in, you can take it out whenever you want. Self contributions, I'll get into that. So, for example, I put in $5,000 one year, boom, $5,000 another year, boom, I have $10,000, and let's say that $10,000 grown to $15,000. So I can take out the $10,000 whenever I want, no taxes, nothing. You don't have to pay any taxes on this. You just can't take out the $5,000 because it's what's actually grown. So that's what the benefits you're getting from your $10,000. You can't take it out. And if you really needed to, you can take it out through different loopholes. Like if you really wanted to, you can do what if you're buying your first house, you can get eligible for $10,000 or educational expenses or medical expenses, stuff like that. You can get it out, you can take it out. So now we say, I want to invest. I know I want to invest in Roth IRA. Simple. Now, how am I going to open this Roth IRA? Well, we need to open what we call a brokerage account, which is simply, it's a bank account. It's a bank, but it's specifically for investors that we use to open an account that put stocks or ETFs or assets in there, any type of asset. So we have 3 options for you. I'm going to have people for the websites and also people for the mobile apps. Since we're a little bit younger, Gen Zers, maybe some millennials, I don't know. But we want a mobile app or we want a website. So I'm going to tell you the best options. There's 3 options. So the best 2 or the most reliable companies in the entire United States for them to put your money in is 1, Fidelity, and 2, Charles Schwab. These have millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people that go there every day to put and exchange their money in and invest in the stock market. And they have the best customer service you will ever need. This is very underrated. People will go into these tiny companies because they offer you like $200 in promotional stocks. But the thing is, their customer service is terrible. I am really proficient at Charles Schwab, and when I have problems or when I need to get something done, paperwork, you can, if you're antisocial, you can use a chat. You can take a phone call. You can do tons of stuff, and they will take your call or take your chat instantaneously almost. They have tons of people working around the world or in the United States that will chat with you and will help you out with whatever paperwork or whatever questions you may have in anything. If you're too lazy to figure it out yourself, just ask one of their representatives and they'll get straight on it to work, which is so much different than any other things. But the thing is, Charles Schwab does have a pretty terrible mobile app. I have Charles Schwab, but Fidelity is a tiny bit better. But if you're looking for primarily a mobile app and you don't even want to touch a website, a PC, or a Chrome, or you even have a Mac or Chromebook, my friend will want to go with Robinhood, which actually is the most innovative and one of the best apps for investing. Is super simple. They make it really easy for beginner investors. Any beginner investor can just get started really simply with this. So, for example, if you want a mobile app, Robinhood. If you want a website, Charles Schwab. But it gets better. Fidelity has a great website and a great mobile app for the best of both worlds. So if I was statistically gonna tell you the best option, it's Fidelity. Open an account. But if you're somebody that has a phone and doesn't want to use a website, just use Robinhood. And if you're somebody whose parents already have Charles Schwab and doesn't want to have the hassle of opening something else, just have them open in Charles Schwab. And if your parents do have something else, just probably open it with them. You can change it later if you really wanted to. Just make it as easy as possible for them to help you out, because they're all helping you at a time. Because if they open this account for you and you're under 18 there, I'm going to make you indirectly millionaires if you do this right. So next, how are we going to do this? How are we actually going to open the account in the brokerage we chose? For example, let's say I chose Charles Schwab. So all you do is go to the website, open an account, Roth IRA, click, put in personal information, do paperwork, a little bit of homework, and you're all set. And you link your checking account. How do I link my checking account? Customer service. Hey, Andre, what's up? I'm from Delaware. What do you need help with? Can you link my account? I got you. Easy. So now we have that. You're like, Josh, I want to invest. Here's what to invest in. Here's the account and the brokerage. Next, last thing, one of the more important things, if you already started, we need to make the actual money to put inside. This may come a little bit jump scare to you, but we might need to get a little thing I like to call a JOB or a job application or a job. I know it may be a little bit scary for you, a little bit traumatic for me saying this word to you, but if you're a student and you're very busy like me, there's tons of things you can do. There's really two great options. I personally work 2 days a week and I make it a total at the end of the year like around less after taxes, but I make around that 2 days a week, and you can put that in your Roth because it's $7,000 max. You can put it in there. Or if you're a really busy student during the day, like, oh, I can't do any of this. Like, don't worry about it. Do it. Grind out the summer. I know it's going to take away from your summer, but you can do it. I believe in you. Just put your work in the summer, and you can make the same amount I do in my only 2 days a week over the whole year in just the summer, just making the money. And if you really are living in a dorm where you can't bring up any money and you're totally lost, do not worry about it. I guarantee it, if you wait as soon as you have funds available or out of college and you start right away, you will be ahead of 95% of people. If you start right now, you'll be ahead of 99.999% of people, but starting a little later, just having the knowledge and knowing that you want to start, that's good enough for me. If you don't have the money to start, just open it. It doesn't matter if you have no money to put in. Open the account. So when you are ready to start, you can get right into this. And you can start with any amount of money, anything you want, any money you want. And the thing is, this is not risky. It is in the short term, but this is long term. We don't need our money right now. If you want our money right now, you have better chances. Just go to the casino and blow it 50-50. That's generally what I would tell you if you want money now. But we're not degenerates. We don't have a cooked attention span if you made it all the way this far, which is why you can wait just a little bit of years just to get your millions. And even if you want your money now, if you invest over time, you could spend what you want now. Have fun, do whatever you want. And later, you'll be patting yourself on the back. You're like, hey, I lived the life I wanted to. I may have not made the most income, but I invested right. And I'm not absolutely breaking down in my 50s or 60s because I had nothing in my bank account at all. I'm investing. I had no money at all. And let me tell you, it is not fun when you have no money to live off when you're older. Social Security is just not enough by itself anymore. So you need to prepare now and for your future self. You need to love your future self by preparing now and invest in the long term. This is how I, as a student, is telling you as a student to invest, not financial advice. This is just what I do. You need to copy me and get going with this right now. There's a lot of creators. You can watch my other videos. Interested, leave a comment, DM me, anything. I'm willing to help people out. In my other video, I'm literally going directly to my friend's house from high school, and I'm going to help him put the money in live there. And I can help other people too. Doesn't matter if I don't know you. Just reach out and say, hey, I don't know where to go. I can point you in the right direction. I don't have a 50-minute conversation with you, but I can point you in the right direction and give you a little bit of tips. So I'm not a huge channel yet, but maybe in the future I will be. And it's hot, so I'm going to be clocking out from a shift that I probably put 15 hours editing in, and I'm getting paid this much. But it's okay, because we're trying to get in the long term here, not in the short term. So to reiterate, we want to start investing. We know what to invest in, either SPLG or VU, S&P 500. Look it up, and we know what the account we're going to put into, a Roth IRA, tax-free, just like all the millionaires and billionaires out there. And next, we know what the account we're going to choose, either Fidelity, Robinhood, or Charles Schwab, and we know how to make money with the big old JOB. Just to reiterate, why am I not saying to get a side hustle? Why am I not telling you to grind on TikTok Shop or day trading? Because statistically, you're lazy as heck. And just getting you to open the account and do nothing with it is going to be an absolute pain in the neck for me. So if you're still listening, you have some homework to do, because this is basically a homework assignment with no due date. You don't have to do this to live. There's no one's forcing. There's no teacher, but me, I'm going to be the teacher. Open this by the end of the month. Just open it. You'll thank me later. And then finally, if this audio recorded, I'm so happy, because this is my third attempt. My new microphone is not microphoning. So probably because I forgot to press a setting, but I don't know. So third attempt. Peace out.